What is that, some sort of lovely beauty product?
No, yeah, she used Mackie as a towel.
Oh, I wonder why the dog was muddy. Hey folks, welcome back to the farm. It's a big day today because we're going to start on the lake itself. Whole load of fencing to get done, 2 days to do it, I hope. And the first challenge of the day is to see if we can take the trailer down the track rather than going all the way around the lanes. Suspension's up, it's relatively dry, but these tyres are not up for the job. Next few days we're going to be having a mobile tyre fitter come and put some new shoes on the truck, so that's going to be exciting. But for now it's dry, fairly firm. I'm hoping that we're going to get this down there. It means I can drive right up to the banks and drop them out one at a time. Some of you guys might be new to the channel, so I'll do a quick introduction. So Joe and I and our 3 girls, we moved here 2 years ago now, bought this farm, and we will be converting the barn at some point. But in the meantime, we are getting all of the fencing, water, hedging, everything done around the place. And that's exactly what we're doing today. So we're all new to this, we're learning as we go, and it's all good fun. And the final team member is Maggie. She's up in front there, leading the way. The wheelbase of the trailer is quite a bit wider, so it's sitting outside of the ruts, which I think is okay. While I have spent the whole week fencing solo, the reason why Tom is here is because we like his knocker, and there's an awful lot of pretty beefy posts to get in around the lake, because we're going to go slightly different today on how we lay out and what posts we use. Is Maggie going to scare off all the ducks? Yeah. Oh, and I've got a roll of wire in. May as well get that out. That's probably what the weight was. It's a trailer of goodies. It is, my goodness. Well, our bends and turns should hold up all right.
Just like that. Yep.
Well, a successful first 5 minutes at least. I've dropped all my bits. Tom's here, so he's going to get the tractor. He's going to start on the strainers. On this bit, we're going to do angled struts, partly because I want to try them and compare them to box strainers, but also because there's a little bit of a fright in me that when we claim the grants, they'll have an issue with the fact that we use box strainers. And I've spoken to, I think, half a dozen people who have never had an issue with it now, but equally I've heard from people who have had issues. So that would be the last thing we need after thousands of meters of fencing, to then have to redo dozens of strainers. All right, next challenge is to tow this one down, but this one is crazy low. It's really not designed for going off-road at all, so we might end up bottoming out at the back here. But these are the bigger posts, well, some of them are, so I'll drop those down, and then hopefully we can have a cup of tea, make a plan of action. Don't think it caught too much. No. Alright, pick through these to make sure we've got the chunkies. So they are all the ones that are slightly darker, these ones. I think I ordered 40, so we'll go as far as we can, and then we'll phase into the biggest of the normal posts. I'll try and pull out these old posts as well. When you see it like this, you're half tempted to just leave it with no fencing at all. Just looks nice and timeless, but children, animals, visitors, it's got to be done. And that's why I think we either would want to leave it as simple as possible like this, or put a nice fence in to make the most of it, make a feature of the fence. rather than just normal stock net like this. Not a great job at filming all that because I left the cameras in the truck and I came down in the mini digger, but I'll give you a quick look. I went over the top as you do when you get hold of a big machine. So I was just going to try and get rid of all of the stuff that had been pulled out and piled up at the bank, but whilst I was at it and once I had access, I've actually pulled out loads more of the reeds from along here. They grow back, so it's like cutting the grass, you know, we're only taking a small bit and the edge sort of silt, but actually taking it out will buy us a few years. I think what I will need to do in the future is either get the guys back with that special boat or get a long reach, you know, big digger that can reach right over, maybe with a sort of slotted bucket on it, sorry, which will just help me get rid of some of the stuff that's gathered up, because I'm pretty sure that this body of water was probably 30-40% bigger. We've increased it quite a bit because, for instance, this island came out to here last year and all of that could be taken back, but when you look back at pictures of when it was being dug, it's just way bigger than this. So all of this is why we're bringing the fence in a bit, because some of the areas along the bank, if you were to walk along them, you go straight through because it's silt that's built up rather than actually the original banks. Anyway, that is where we're at. The guys have gone around and put the strainers in. They're doing the last ones over the other side. So I'm going to do my best job at pulling out some wires and trying to get a jump start on these posts. Now onto the biggies. So a particularly chunky one there we'll put on the inside of a bend. The rest of these we're going to try and just do a gradual curve. I'm not going to follow everything because we've graded it out a bit now anyway, but I don't want straight lines, so we've done a first curve and then we're going to go in a bit here and then it'll straighten up, and then where there's a post in on that corner, that's where it'll curve back around.
So half Sunday. Yeah, right, it's an early start Sunday morning, and we've got some jobs to get done before the guys get here. I need to clear all those piles of rubbish I just pulled out of the lake. I need to put diesel in the dumper. I picked up some white diesel for the digger last night, and I don't really want to let the goats know I'm here, so as quiet as possible. I'll come back up and feed them in a minute. So Humpty Dumpty actually needs a full-on service, but it'll be okay for now. The only issue is no handbrake. Now, which side is... It's not helpful, is it? Which side is fuel? I think that's oil. Hydraulic oil. Let's not get that wrong. Come on. Bit of a diesel cocktail. And then I've got a load to take down for the digger. And then hopefully we can make a quietish start to the day. Guess the only slight issue is that seat is going to be full of water. Because it was out in the field for... I'm going to jinx myself now. Never fails. Tried to roll the net when you haven't got a big diesel engine rumbling, this has got to be the most pleasant place to be on the farm in the morning. Right, I was just going to pull these piles back enough for Tom to drive past, but I don't like to move stuff more than once. If I'd had two of me yesterday, then I would have put it straight into the dumper and we wouldn't have had messy piles everywhere. But at the end of the day, the grass is going to shoot back in the spring, hopefully. But this morning I took one dumper up the far end where I'm actually going to tip it into a bit of a basin, and just didn't feel very safe. Didn't take much of a sideways slope to feel proper dodgy in that dumper, so I think if I stay up high to the fence, take a long sweep, maybe I can do it. Otherwise I might just have to dump it all in one big heap somewhere, and then when I've got a bigger loader, then it'll be far easier. I won't have to mess around with that tiny bucket. The Sunday morning crew, cozy in there?
Yeah.
Been there all night?
Yes.
Right, I'm just going to play with Humpty Dumpty for a bit. 100 nights. I'm pretty sure this is significantly heavier than it would be if it was just soil, so I'm going to go lighter loads as well. But where I got over here, it was just, yeah, a bit dodgy. So if I drag these branches out the way, is it any better? I think it is. Feel dangerous, so we'll do a few, and if it churns the grass up too much, we'll call it a day. Oh, that went wrong. Oh dear. Oh, balls to that. Well, that's the end of that. I mean, I know they're old Perish tyres, but did we just drive over a massive nail? Oh well, let's look at the positives. It wasn't mission critical. We can still carry on somehow. Right, well, the first two piles are out of the way. In theory, Tom can back in and do them, but I know why he'd rather just go down the line. Makes more sense. So yeah, well, that's the best we're gonna do. I just don't want to chew it up anymore. I mean, definitely should have tried to aim at least to put it straight into the dumper from the banks. Then we wouldn't have had any of this. But I've come to realise I used to be a lot more precious over things when it came to the farm, but you just realise how amazing nature is at healing itself and coming back stronger. So all these areas, all we're doing is just dumping extra nutrients on here, and this grass is so strong, you know, permanent pasture, that it'll just grow, push up straight through everything. Where we've compacted the ground a bit with the tyres, again, it will soon loosen up, and also we can run, you know, we can harrow it in the spring and things like that. So all is good, and this is actually pretty flat compared to when we were doing up here with all the bumps and lumps. Here our netting should go nice and straight. Nino, Tree Rescue Service, how can I help you today? You're not, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Right, well, how did you get your legs through in the first place?
I just sprang over.
Okay, so why don't you try doing the same?
I can't face down.
Why don't you try doing the same backwards? Lift your leg up. Up, higher, higher, higher. I couldn't lift my leg that high, to be fair. Right up, keep going. No, point your boot straight. Point your boot straight, other way. Twist your leg back the other way. Twist your leg the other way.
I don't know.
Okay, now kick it back. Now lift it up. Go on, you can do this.
I can't.
Okay. Point your toe towards me. Twist your whole leg back this way.
twist your leg like that. Okay?
Yeah,
Like that. Now lift
that.
your leg up. Keep your toe pointing this way. Keep going. Go over that branch as well.
Oh, so it goes.
Well done.
But I don't know how to get back. I went up to the top of the tree and then I
Alright,
couldn't get
hang on.
down.
Go on then, jump off.
I don't know how through this tiny.
You okay now? Can I go back to work?
I don't know how to jump.
Hold my hand.
She doesn't know how to jump that far.
Alright, you're not getting all your toys muddy, are you?
No.
Alright. You can fill in some rabbit holes if you want. Crikey, that one, he's going for oil, that rabbit. These ones we're trying to just check as we go, because obviously the rails are only a fixed length, so we want to make sure that these spacings are no more than 1.8 meters, ideally a bit less, and then we can cut the rails down just to take a little bit off, otherwise we'd be short. We did come away from the bank a little bit more than what the old posts were, but it's still quite soft there, which is why they're not needing much thumping. Doesn't look it, but none of this is straight intentionally, so we've kind of put a few turners in, and they're all random at the moment, but the idea is it kind of goes in a little bit there before it comes back out again, nice and gradual, and then bends up around there to where we're going to put like a stile and rebuild that footbridge in time. Quite hard to make things look natural, it's just every part of you wants to just pull a straight line. Right, we're nearly ready to pull the second side, which is fortunately less than a roll. It's about 250 metre, well, they are 250 metre rolls, and it's over 200 metres each side. So no joins, but it's a fair old pull. The other side's really tight now, which is good. The only thing we couldn't get to with the tractor was the 3 on the slope. I'm going to knock in these 3 here as it comes down and behind the oak tree. There's no way the tractor can get here. But also, if we pull it super tight from that strainer to that strainer down there, this whole net is going to be 4 foot up in the air. We need some posts so we can kind of pull it down and tack it in. So I'm just going to run out this line. I think I'm going to try and get away, or at least on the lower side, get away with just one strand of plane above to bring it up to height. Around this side I might do 2. Will we finish the day with exactly the right amount of wire? So you can see our posts have come in about 1 metre from the old one that I've got to pull out. So we've lost a little bit of grazing in areas, but the other thing I was concerned about is all the branches. There's less chance of branches falling and damaging fencing if the fence is a little way out. Right, the guys are just packing up, and what they're going to do is knock in the last 3 posts, which is just where we've got a little change in direction up there. It's not going to be strained. I'll just rail it with some net behind the rails. So the final bit of the jigsaw is here, which really I need a mini digger to clear out, just to post and rail this bit. Should have brought the digger all the way around, shouldn't I? Nice! You do your handprint. That's it, job done. Last post. I think there's just some rails and a bit of netting to do, and that can be down to me to do later in the week once I've had a day off fencing. And we'll leave it there. Big thanks to Tom and his big knocker. As always, I'll leave a link to Tom's stuff down in the description. But that's it. Time for a bit of Sunday dinner. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time. Girls, I left you for 2 minutes.
She's wiping.
Oh, no, don't get unnecessarily mucky. Show me your hands. Right, how long have you been stuck there? Oh, what's the dog? Right. One of you at a time. 1 foot at a time. Lift your toes.
Rosie used
Get up. Lift your toes. No, don't take your foot out. Put your foot back in. Foot back in. Put it back in. Put your foot back in. Okay, it's all right. Lift your toes. Lift your toes. Toes. Okay, hold on. Lift your toes. Lift your toes. Lift your toes. Oh, that's it. Okay, walk on the green bits. You numpties. Okay, you're up. So
Okay.
just walk to the end and then I'll get you in the truck.
Please push me over.
Lift your toes.
I am.
1 foot at a time.
I got it.
Oh, come on. No. Oh, you're actually stuck.
That's why I was.
All right. Hold me. Left foot first. Pull your toes up. That's it. Okay.
Okay. I got.
Lift your toes. Toes. Pull your toes up. Point your toes up to the yes. Okay. Right, you in? All right. We're missing a daughter.
Yeah, she walked back.
Okay. Right. There is nothing but what is that? Some sort of lovely beauty product?
No. Yeah, she used Mackie as a towel.
Oh, I wonder why the dog was muddy. All right, come on.